What do you mean? You just sent me beer notification. What's going on, everybody? Just give a few minutes for people to get in here and then we'll get started. What do we got here? What's going on, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. We'll get started momentarily once a few more people pull up. Hello, Tanika. How are you? Joshua, what's up? Yeah, this will be great. Part 2. Oh my God, I can't wait. We're in for a treat tonight. Everybody, welcome, welcome. We're gonna have a great night tonight. Good evening. Everyone has manners tonight. I love that. Everyone's just greeting. Joel, what's going on?
Well, I see my boy Clayton in there.
What's up, Bill? What's going on? I think I pronounced your name incorrectly. I'm sorry. Close? Oh, okay, okay. Well, maybe you come on the mic and you know. Clayton. Yeah, for sure. The second one's gonna be amazing. We're all in for a treat. I can't even wait. I'm excited too. Okay, how many people do we have in here? We got 11 people. Yeah. Get started in like 5 minutes. Yeah, everybody just, feel free to jump into chat, hit us up. Let us know how you're doing. Introduce yourself. Go ahead. Oh, someone's from Nairobi, Kenya. Shout out to you. What time is it in Nairobi right now? Philip, Wagwan, Philip.
I think it's definitely past 12.
Past 12? Okay. Oh, it's 1:30. Oh, Lee, it's late. 1:33 a.m.
Oh,
That's late.
all right.
Late as. Welcome, everyone. We are going to get started momentarily, I promise. This is my first time operating Zoom from behind the scenes. I think I'm doing all right so far. I think I let everybody in. Kemy, how you feeling? How you doing? Excited? You ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready, man.
Yeah.
Yes,
Someone
sir.
said they knew you from 2016.
You know what's funny? So, the guy from Nairobi. Yeah, Philip. Yeah, man. It's quarantine's rough. Still, quarantine's rough. But so the guy from Nairobi, when I was
Mm-hmm.
there with Cristal 2 years ago,
Wow.
we actually met. Like
Okay.
he's been following me from time. So once I got there, he's like, "Yo, like I seen you're in Kenya. Like I want to come see you." So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he came to the church, so we played out. We chopped it up and all. So
Mm-hmm.
a cool guy.
Nice, nice, nice. Someone said mans need a haircut. That's facts.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Philip, that's facts. I was trying to go to the barber like yesterday, 2 days ago. It didn't work out. They were closed. All right, so why don't we get started? I feel like there's enough people in here. There's bare people in here. I'm excited. We don't want to waste no time. Barber see me just now. That's what Joshua said. Okay, okay. So let's get started. Oh, that was Cap. Let's see here. All right. So welcome everyone. It's good to, I can't say I see you all, but it's great to know that you were all there. Little ghosts hiding behind mutes and cameras with no pictures. But it's all good because honestly, I'm that type of person, to be honest. It's only because of this why you can see my face and hear my voice. But it's a great opportunity to be here. So I'm happy to share the stage with Kemy today, the virtual stage. So welcome to SoundCheck. My name is Brian Allen. I'll be your host for today. Joel Reed is not here today, but he's here in spirit. He's here in spirit. This is his brainchild. SoundCheck, his organization that he created. You know, as a musician coming up, he wanted to have a way to facilitate, you know, lessons and mentorship for younger musicians coming up in the city. You know, and reach out to, you know, people who are, you know, at risk, you know, in those at risk neighborhoods. So yeah, so we're here. This session is called Spotlight. Essentially, what we're doing is just shining a spotlight, you know, figuratively. I can't speak today, on different artists and musicians that are coming up in the city. So we had Omar Martin last week. I think it was last week. Guitar player, producer, sound engineer, just everything, bass player. And now we have Kemy, who's really a bass player and also a producer and just all around great guy. He's going to be here for us today. So yeah, so welcome to SoundCheck. So about SoundCheck, what is SoundCheck? Does anybody know what a SoundCheck actually is? The name is taken from like a literal context. So SoundCheck is essentially, actually, yeah. Does anybody know what a SoundCheck is? I don't know if you're talking all day. You guys want to jump in here and let me know what a SoundCheck is? All the musicians in the room. What is a SoundCheck? No? Okay. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So like a
Welcome.
sound check is like a rehearsal either the day before or
Yeah.
or before the actual say concert or whatever is going on.
Facts. Thank you so much for that. So that's what a sound check is. A sound check is pretty much, you know, the concert starts at 8 p.m. or that's not a concert. Doors are at 9 p.m. Concert starts at like 10 p.m. And essentially what happens is behind the scenes, the musicians, the artist, the tour manager, everybody, it doesn't matter who the artist is. It could be a real small artist. It could be the biggest artist in the world. Essentially, they come there early. It might be a day early or it might be earlier in the day. And they'll, you know, they'll run through everything, make sure the levels are right, make sure, you know, their sound is right, make sure everything is the way it's supposed to go. It's really a test run, make everybody feel comfortable. And Joel kind of took the idea from that and essentially made it sort of like a motto, you know? So what's our sound, you know, as Toronto's very first for youth initiative, you know, being able to target people that are obviously, you know, interested in music lessons and all that good stuff. So we teach piano, we teach drums, teach bass and guitar. A lot of people have requested vocals. Hopefully that's coming soon, but not right now. But yeah, it's essentially what it is, you know, just checking your sound, making sure, you know, you're good, making sure you're up to par, you're up to the standard, you know. Moving on. So our mission is pretty simple, provides marginalized youth with opportunities to develop musical proficiency, positive identities, and leadership skills within a safe learning environment through musical instruction, mentorship, and performance. That's literally what it is. So if anybody's interested in joining us, once we can open up again, as the city allows us, you know, we go on trips, we have mentorship, we have free lessons. It's just a great space to come out, hang out. We have jam sessions, you know, we used to have that like almost on a weekly basis. So yeah, definitely look out for that. We'll definitely be here. So we started from very humble beginnings. We were in the basement of a church. And as much as it was a blessing, it was also a nightmare just being able to pack up all the instruments. And, you know, we had like a really small room and you just had to play. It was like Lego. It was more like a jigsaw puzzle and just making sure all the instruments fit in that room. It was wild. But we're grateful to be here now where we're at 1122 Castlefield. And we've been here for, I think, like 3 years now. The program itself has been around for 5-6 years. So that's great. And yeah, just make sure to check us out on the socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So yeah, be sure to check us out, see what we got going on there. And yeah, so without further ado, I think it's time to get into this session here. As more people come in, awesome, awesome. All right. So Kemy, how you feeling today? What's going on? How was your day today, Kemy?
No, I'm good, bro. My day was good. Just did some schoolwork.
Yeah.
Worked out,
Mm-hmm.
ate some food, and
Yeah.
also went over some songs for a recording I have tonight.
Okay. Okay. Did you play bass today?
Yes, I did.
What did you play today?
Like I said, I was literally just going over the songs
Yeah, yeah.
I'm recording tonight. So yeah.
Okay. How's this quarantine been different for you in terms of just being able to just be a musician?
Man, for sure. Like for us musicians, it's tough because we're always so used to being on a go, either
Yeah.
traveling, doing shows, or constantly doing like studio sessions. But obviously, that couldn't be the case. So for sure, like
Hmm.
money wise, oh man, it was tough.
Wow. Wow.
So it's like the little I can do, or like the little things that come my way, like I'll just take it just to make sure like
Hmm.
I can fill my pockets. But on the bright
Hmm.
side, I would say quarantine has been a blessing in disguise.
Hmm.
Reason why I say that, because one, like I said, I feel like us musicians were always on the go, so it was like a breathing type of moment for us. Like, okay, relax,
Right.
check your mental health, check your physical health. Make sure you're
Hmm.
on, because like we're like literally like us musicians, we love it so much we don't take breaks.
Hmm.
Do it every day, we'll do it every day, right? But
Hmm.
like, yeah, so it's just a great way to just check yourself and also to tap into new skills you never knew you had,
Right.
right? So like during the quarantine, for me, one skill I developed was like beat making, arrange
Okay.
doing arrangements, and it's funny because I've never seen myself doing that. So it's like
Right.
at the time to sit down and actually like work on it. I'm like, oh shoot, like this was it was a lot easier to start this than I thought it would be,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
yeah, and also I'm thankful for social media because even though everyone was home, but like you can see like a lot of like musical challenges been happening. A lot of people have been collabing with each other online.
Right.
Like I said, a blessing in disguise. So
Okay. Someone said my share screen is still on. Is it still on? I don't even know how to work this thing, to be honest. Let me know in the chat. Can you still see you?
No,
Is my
I don't.
screen
I
still
don't
on?
see it. I don't see it.
Okay. So we're blessed. So yeah, so everybody that was here from last time, obviously we had a couple of issues that we ran into. We were on some Teddy Riley time, but today we are plugged in, we are loaded, we are locked. And I'm not even gonna do too much talking because we got a lot of questions from everybody from before. So I want to actually just jump into that. And shout out to everybody that sent their questions in ahead of time. And yeah, we're gonna get into that. So Kemy, what do you want to play first? You want to take some questions first? What do you think?
I'll let the people choose.
Yeah. What do you guys want? You want to hear some bass from Kemy? We got 18 people in here. Welcome everybody. And everybody's ordered their food and everything, right? Everybody's good. Yeah. Someone said play. That's one. Bass. Yep. Play first. Yep. Play.
Oh, that's racking up fast.
Yep. All right, Kemy. So what's the first thing you're gonna play for us? Give us a little bit of information about it.
So first song I'm gonna play. I also played it at the old session, but because there was technical difficulties, like
Right.
they get to hear it. So I'm gonna be
Right.
playing a song called "Cries Did It All." It's a record that I played on that just came out probably like 2 months ago.
Okay.
Matthew McIntosh and Life Ministries,
Shout out to Matthew McIntosh and Life.
produced by Dream Universe. Shout out to Sean and
Yep.
Kirk.
Shout out to Kirk and Sean.
So, so yeah, so that's the first song I'll be playing.
Okay, cool. So everybody, let's open up. We're in for a treat. Let's get it in.
Cool.
Just test that again for me. I didn't hear anything. I'm not hearing your bass.
Kemy's muted.
You're on mute.
Oh, you're on mute. You're muted. There we go. I got scared. Like, not again.
But I'm here thinking I could mute my mic and it would still play. That's what I thought. It's all good. It's
Okay,
all
we're
good.
fishing is not Apple Tech.
All right, cool.
Came down to earth for us, died on the cross for us. Christ did it all. 3 days he rose for us. His blood still cleanses us. Now we are victorious. Christ did it all. There's no greater love than this. No greater love than this. There's no greater love than this. Christ did it all. Came down to earth. Once you get out, sing he died on the Christ did it all. In 3 days he rose for us. Come on, shout it. His blood still cleanses us. Now we are. Shout it big, say Christ did it all. We're gonna say it again. Say Christ did it. Came down. Sing he died on the cross for us. Christ did it all. Say that's not how the story ended. 3 days he rose for us. Now we are victorious. Make a real big shout. Christ did it all. Say no greater love. Come on, tell your neighbor. Say there's no greater. Don't Christ did it all. Hear his voice in this truth tonight. That nothing will separate us from the love of Jesus. Come on, Christ said nothing. Nothing will separate us from the love of Jesus. Wanna see you dancing? Come on. Hey, I'm a dancer. Wanna dance? There's no greater. Come on, put your rock on it. No greater. Come on, sing like you believe it. There's no greater. No greater love than this. No greater love. It works for me. The price is paid. I've got victory. Won't go back to what's behind me. I won't go back to what's behind me.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Oh man, I haven't put that song in a minute. Next, man.
Wow. Kemy, I don't know. I feel like just making you just keep playing. Like, I don't even want to talk. But we have a bunch of questions that came in. Someone said, play that again.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. All right, so let's get into the questions. So the first question we have here, and everyone else, feel free to drop questions in the chat. I wanted to make this just a little bit more open than the last time. So if you have any questions or anything like that, or anything that comes across your mind, any comments, feel free to just drop it in the chat. We appreciate that. Anyways, first question is, what are some tips you have for people who want to learn how to play the bass and don't know where to start?
start with the basics. That's one thing literally every musician would tell you. Start with the basics. Start with your major scales. Start with being comfortable on the on the neck. Start with the proper like finger placements and just fingering patterns. Just get comfortable. Then from there, just start with your major scales, minor scales, then just slowly, gradually go up. Yeah.
Okay. How was your experience when you first started?
Um. Honestly, my experience was different. So basically, I come from a musical background family, and my dad used to play bass, and he used to play bass in a choir. And so basically, what happened is he was practicing for Sunday service,
Hmm.
just going over the songs, whatever he was going over the songs. Then he literally just dropped his bass, and I picked up and just played everything he just played. Like I didn't. It was just like that. Like I didn't do any lessons,
Hmm.
none of that. I just took the bass, started playing, and
All
as I
right.
that's when I was like, okay, you know what? Let me start with the fundamentals so I could just play
Mhm.
bass the proper way and not just any way.
Okay. So if you want to be as good as Kemy, you can take his advice or do exactly what he did. Just start and see what happens.
It's good.
Oh man. Okay. Next question here we got is, what is your favorite song to play on the bass? Do you have a favorite song?
Nah, there's too many, man.
Do you have maybe a favorite genre, favorite artist?
Too many, man. Like
Nope. Okay.
a lot of people ask me this question, but I can't choose. It really, you know what? It depends on my mood.
Okay. Okay.
Some days I feel like playing some gospel music. Some days I feel like playing some funk. Some days I feel like playing some R&B. Some days I feel like playing some soul music. And
Hmm.
so yeah.
So today you feel like playing seven or reggae on a day like today, just a random day.
A random day, maybe seven still.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
R&B or funk.
Like as of right now,
Yeah. Just today. What do you?
R&B.
R&B. Okay. Okay. All right. So someone else in the chat here said, they said, how did you develop your sound?
Okay. So you know how a lot of people say, like listen to who you like,
Hmm.
and then take what you know from them and create it into your own, right?
Okay.
So I've honestly that's what I've been doing. But then at the same time, um, it's like sometimes what I'll let you do is just sit down,
Hmm.
not listen to anything, and just play.
Hmm.
That way, what I'm playing is coming from me. It's not coming from what I'm listening to in the current moment and just
Hmm.
translating on my bass. Because I can easily listen to music right now or a bass player specifically, and just take what he's doing and just play it on my bass. But if I'm
Hmm.
literally just blocking out everything, I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just sit down. Let me not think of anything. Let me just
Hmm.
play. I feel like that's the sound I'll come within.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Any bass players that you currently listen to that you gain inspiration from?
Yeah. My top three right now is Dana Hawkins,
Okay.
Matt Ramsey,
Okay.
and Donald Alford Jr.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are my
Okay.
top.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Next question here. We got someone saying how to be creative with bass lines plus flow and style.
How to be creative with bass lines. Um, what I do is I pay attention to actually everyone else in the band. I
Hmm.
pay attention to the guitar player. I pay attention to the
Hmm.
keyboard player, and I even listen to the singer.
Right.
Sometimes they may be doing some lines. I'm like, oh, okay, let me add that in the bass perspective. So where
Hmm.
it could either be a moment where I'm doing the line with the keyboard player, the guitar player, the singer, or I'm doing that line as a lick, right?
Okay.
And it just changes the whole like vibe of like the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like the type of bass you play changes the way you play?
Uh, I don't know. I I
'Cause I
wouldn't.
notice a lot of times, a lot of times these bass players will come to a gig with like two different basses.
Okay, and because I guess it's either some guys just really want to stay true to the genre of music they're playing, right?
Hmm.
So like, let's say you're playing like uh let's say you're playing a Michael Jackson song. Don't
Okay.
don't stop until you get it. Don't stop. You know that song.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you listen to that song, the tone of the bass on that song sounds like it could be a P bass four string,
Hmm.
right? So if a bass player is about to play that song on a gig and he wants to stay true to the tone or the genre of the song, he'll
Right.
bring that second bass that can match that tone for for either that song or a song that matches that specifically,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Or which is not a problem. Like like you can bring two bass, you can bring one bass. It doesn't. To me, it's like I prefer like I'm okay with one bass because I'll just play around with my settings,
Hmm.
right? So like sometimes if we're playing like let's say if I'm about to solo on the bass,
Right.
like I'll take out some I'll take them some bass, I'll take out some treble, I'll go
Hmm.
like in the back pickups just to make it more sound like a jazz bass,
Hmm.
right? So it really just depends on the genre.
Okay. Well, the reason why I'm asking is because the person also asked like, the person that asked, how do you develop your sound? I figured like that's probably going to be a big part of it. Like what kind of bass you use, different settings of the bass, you know, that sort of thing. So can you kind of walk us through like what kind of instrument you use and like how your settings are, and give us a little bit of information about that so we know how to like get that Kemy sound.
So I so my bass right now is a Marcus Miller Sire M2.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I remember I was telling myself, you know what, I want a bass. I want a sound that people don't have on a bass. Oh no, a tone specifically.
Okay.
Cause like a lot of these basses that are being made, all of them sound great, but a lot of these basses kind of sound identical. But I remember
Okay.
when I first heard this bass, I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard a tone like this.
Hmm.
And even when I started playing this around in the city, like other bass players are like, bro, like I haven't heard a bass sound like this, right?
Right, right, right.
That's what really drew me to this bass.
Okay.
In terms of settings, so on the bass you have your volume. So let me show you. You have your volume, pickups, treble, mids, and your bass. And
Okay.
the way I'll EQ my bass, most of the time it's always flat, and with even just my settings being flat, the bass sounds amazing.
What do you mean by flat?
So when I say flat, everything is in the middle. So
Okay. So every default setting kind of,
exactly.
okay.
So pick your pickup blend middle, treble middle, mids middle, bass middle, right?
Hmm.
So now it just depends on like what type of music I'm playing. That's
Right.
I'll switch it. So now let's say I'm playing a song that requires me to to slap a lot.
Hmm.
Depending on how worn out my strings are,
Hmm.
just add a bit of treble just to give it that spank, just to give
Hmm.
that the cutthroat through the mix.
Can you demonstrate that?
So, all right, cool. Give me a second. So right now, oh, so right now, my bass is flat. Let's say I'm
Okay.
so right now it's flat. Now I'm gonna if let's say I'm playing a song that requires me to slap, I'll add a bit more treble. So I'll just go like I'll just go just slightly, just not too much, just a slight bit, a
Right,
slight bit.
right, right.
Just makes it sound
Okay.
just a bit cleaner. All right,
Mm.
let's say I'm gonna play some reggae or some seben. That's where I'll cut down. So let's say for reggae specifically, I'll cut down treble and just boost up the bass. Because when it
Mm.
comes to reggae, you wanna feel that you want the stage to be shaking. So let's say for reggae, the bass will probably be 75% to almost max.
Mm.
So so right now I'm flat. Now I'm gonna boost it up,
Wow.
right? So it really just depends on the genre. And I see someone saying, it looks super expensive. Nah, that's that's one thing I've learned to have an amazing sounding bass. It doesn't have to be expensive, not at all. You guys would never believe how much this bass costs. It let me okay. This bass was after tax. This bass was $620.
Wow.
$620.
Wow.
Then you have some basses that go for like 2K, 3K, but I don't
Hmm.
best. And obviously at the end of the day, it's like it also depends how the bass player makes the bass sound, right?
Right, right, right.
So yeah, so like for anyone that wants to buy a bass, you don't need to go the expensive route. Like
Hmm.
this bass was $600, and yet like once it has fresh strings and all that, it sounds like it could cost like 3K, and it looks amazing too, crafted.
It looks expensive.
It looks It looks expensive, I won't lie, but it's not, right?
So someone asked if your bass is transposed.
It is. Yeah. So
What are you tuned to?
right now I'm tuned to B flat.
Okay.
So B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, F sharp.
Okay. Okay.
So and the reason why I did that was because like for almost my whole life I was playing standard,
Hmm.
and I got a bit tired of it. There's
Yeah.
some songs where it's like it requires an open string, but
Hmm.
because you're playing on a key of like you're playing on a key on of C sharp, but on a standard bass, you don't have the open six, you don't have the
Right.
open, right? And a lot of gospel songs are on D flat, F sharp, A flat, B, B flat,
Hmm.
E flat, right? So I'm like, you know what? I wanna accommodate that to those songs. And I see someone say, "You ever tune to A?" So Brian Brian knows this. The way I do this is weird. So depending on the song, sometimes I'll keep I'll keep the E flat normal, the A flat, D flat, and F sharp normal, but I'll tune my B flat to A,
Hmm.
only just A.
Hmm.
Only it's like I want to have either that open one or the open
Right.
four or the open six, or sometimes just to mess around with my mind, I'll tune my whole bass down to A,
Right. Okay.
just for the fun of it.
Mm. So with the whole open string thing, can you demonstrate what that sounds like? Because a lot of people are probably hearing open string tuning, this and that, and probably don't understand the difference anyways.
All right, so let's say I'll just take a bit of Christ at it all, and
Okay.
I'll show you what I mean by like the open string. So this song's on F sharp. Well, I'm about to play the open three. So now if I was playing this song on a standard bass, I wouldn't have that because I would only have my four would be my open string, right? So I'll show that right now. So that, and especially if it just makes, it just makes it, it's like, ugh. It just gives that,
Okay.
right? So,
Okay. So essentially, what I've gathered is all basses come tuned standard, right? They're tuned to E, A, G, B, whatever. And then what a lot of bass players do, like Kemy, is actually tune them down so that you can reach lower notes and you can hit those open strings because they sound cool and fancy. And a lot of gospel is in a lot of the black keys, right? It's in A flat, D flat, E flat. So enable to accommodate those keys, you change the tuning so you can kind of cheat in a way, right? It's almost like you're a singer and you can't sing certain high notes, so you just put this little tuning in your voice and you can sing higher. Now you can sing like Mariah Carey. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Cool. I think there was another question here that I missed that I actually wanted you to answer. Someone asked about reading and if you can read and if that's something that they should even bother learning.
uh, I don't read. My experience with reading wasn't the greatest. Do I recommend reading? Yes,
Mm,
I do. Because honestly, I wish if I could go back a couple years and actually take reading seriously,
right.
because it's like you have best of both worlds. You can
Hmm.
read and play by ear. You're good. Like you can get called for a last minute jazz gig, and they
Hmm.
have the sheet music for you right there. You're good, right?
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
so yeah, I definitely recommend it, especially if like you're at a beginner stage. I
Right.
For me right now, like like I'm pretty like far with my playing, so it's like for me to like kind of like push myself back and sit down and be like, okay, let me start from stage one. It's like I don't think I could do that, to be honest. So
I hear you. I hear you. All right, so let's get back into these questions here. So someone asked a question that we kind of touched on earlier. It says, how have you navigated touring and generating income from live gigs during COVID?
From COVID, blah, blah, blah. I mean, for COVID, it was more so there wasn't any gigs going on. It was most like pre-recordings for churches. So that was a lot. Like a lot of churches were just doing like virtual stuff and stuff. So luckily, that's been keeping me stable. Uh yeah, obviously like the tours and all that that hasn't been happening, right?
Yeah, you can't really just jump on a plane somewhere now.
Right. I mean, look, like stuff are opening. The starts are slowly looking like they're
Mhm.
gonna be opening up. Like the states, they're already like having concerts. They're about to have like some festivals. Artists are about to go on
Right,
tour.
right.
Right. So just waiting for that time to come where we're able to do that. But like, yeah, just pre-recording's been keeping me stable. Also, like just tracking from home. Also been stable and a couple studio sessions here and there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're talking for a little bit here, Kemy. Do you have another track you want to play for us?
Uh, I do. So it was recommended that I play a song that I don't know.
Okay.
So what I did is I got Brian to send me a song, and basically what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be showing you guys how I learn the song, like what details I pay attention to be able to retain the song, stuff like that. So the song is "Smile" by Kirk Franklin.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
for those that didn't catch that, he's pretty much gonna play a song. He's never played the song. He's never recorded on it. Someone asked him to essentially play a song that, and we'll just play a song and just give us an example of like what that looks like, your process of, taking in the song and, paying attention to detail, and they just want to see that process. So yeah, go ahead.
Cool.
Did you turn the track off?
Did it come off? Oh, hold on. Did it come off?
I think you're just gonna have to improv the rest of that.
Give me a second. Wow, I think I did turn it off. Nice.
That's good. Perfect. So we can get a chance to see how you navigate the end of that track without even hearing it. So Kemy, let's see what you got. Take us through and yeah.
All right. Hold on. Wow. Yeah, the track is not playing for some reason. Give me a second, guys. A little technical difficulty, but we'll be back.
All right. So while Kemi's coming back, going back to the chat here and just asking everybody what they ordered. So for the first people that registered for this event here tonight, you received an Uber Eats code, and hopefully you order your food and you're eating, or you're already full, or it's on the way. So someone here said they got, what do we got here? We got some Italian food, some pasta. Someone else got here, what did we get here? Salad. Yeah, from Basil Box. What else? What else did everybody order? You can show your food on too while Kemy gets ready. Someone else is waiting for their food. I didn't order food yet because the first time I tried it, it was too difficult to facilitate this workshop. So I'm gonna order my food as soon as we finish. I'm probably gonna get a burger again, to be honest. There's this spot called the Pachi Burger. Type it in the chat. It's really good. You ever want to check it out if you're in Toronto? Good. All right. So Kemy's about to play this track. He hasn't played to it before. And we're gonna get a first-hand experience to see like what a bass player has to go through in his mind to just kind of determine what he wants to do, how he wants to flush this track out. So yeah, this will be very interesting to see.
Like I said, guys, so this is my first time playing this. So bear with me. There might be a little bit of mistakes, but I'll play what I've retained. So
One take.
this guy. is my first attempt, so
Wow. So you said something about mistakes. I didn't even hear one. So I don't know. Someone said fuego, we got fire, we got yeah, someone said someone said what did they say here? They're like, are you sure he doesn't know the track? Someone said matching so well. Someone said they love your tone. Yeah, that was awesome, Kemy. Oh my God, I don't even know what to say. So as a bass player, like what is your process like? What are you thinking when you hear that track? Like when you're applying it, like what's going on in your head?
so originally, as a bass player, you're thinking, okay, what groove can lock with what's going on, right? But then as I was listening to the track, it's like technically speaking, what the keyboard player was doing was already a bass line. The keyboard player was doing literally. So I'm like, okay, so why would I do something else when I could just lock with that? And
Right.
it's already sitting well with the groove, right? So this is just the little details with that when it comes to that. In terms of memorizing the song, even though it was my first time playing it, it's just retaining the format. So as I was listening to it, I realized, okay, it's intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, then pre-chorus, then modulation, then back to chorus, then vamp, and it just took it out. So once I understood that, I'm like, okay, so this song is pretty straightforward. There's not much to it.
Right.
The groove during the bridge, no, the groove during the verse is simple. You're just playing one note throughout the whole
Right.
one note. Then the chorus, that's where the groove, the keyboard player was playing. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do that so that way it locks instead of me trying to think of something else. So yeah.
Okay. So you're pretty much just maintaining your role. What about what instruments do you think you weren't really paying attention to?
Probably all the aux, the
Synth
brass.
stuff, yeah. Okay.
It was those are just colors, right? Those are just colors that add to the music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what Kemy said is the first thing when you hear the track, he noticed the groove of the track, how it felt, how it was moving, and he kind of just felt, where his spot should be. And I guess it was pretty easy because the keyboard was kind of outlining that anyways.
Mm.
And then the next thing you were doing was the format of the song. So knowing where the verse, the chorus, and all the notes that come in there, right? So it's pretty repetitive. Well, the song was repeated a lot.
Mm.
So in terms of the numbers, I guess you could follow that very easily to fit the format. Okay, so great. All right, so let's move on. We got a couple questions here that I wanna ask you. So someone asked, what does your practice routine look like? How do you master the whole fretboard? And how do you come up with your licks? And do you do lessons?
Huh. Um.
Repetitive. That's what I was trying to say.
So, what I practice, man. Honestly, I don't have a set routine. A lot of the times I just shed. Like I'll literally like put either a YouTube video or watch a ball game and just shed.
Yeah.
Just shed. Yeah, literally.
So
Or
for those that don't know what shedding is, what is shedding?
shedding is literally just playing whatever and literally playing whatever comes to mind
Right.
without stopping, without thinking. Literally like just play. That's literally shedding. So like if you see a lot of videos of musicians that get together and they go back and forth, they're literally just sharing the first ideas that come to their mind as they're playing. That's
Right.
basically.
Right. So if you took like that song, for example, and you want to shed over that song,
Mm.
what would that look like? You want to give us an example? Just like 30 seconds, nothing crazy, just like maybe a few bars.
Okay, so for me, for my concept of shedding is like just coming up with different licks, to be honest. And if there's a lick I'm playing and it's not as clean, I'll repeat it until I get it right. So I'll do that again.
Gospel chops.
That's basically shedding. Like literally, I'm just playing whatever comes to my mind.
Right. Okay.
Is shedding, that's the time for you to literally just try everything and everything. Even though I sounded busy, but it's like I'm never ever going to do that on a gig. Never. It's just shedding is a moment, for you and in your room by yourself or even with friends, just
Right.
chilling.
Prayer closet vibes. So how do you master the whole fretboard, right? Because there's a lot going on there. We have the neck and the strings and coordinating both hands. Like how do we master the fretboard?
So what I was doing in my early stages, I was just doing the major scale from like let's say the low C to high C back to low C.
Okay.
Literally. So all the way to and that's one way. I just kept on doing that just to get more familiarized with the neck, and I'll do that on any key and every key. I'll probably start on F sharp, and up and backwards.
That sounds like shedding, Kemy.
Literally, that's literally one way of shedding. Literally.
Okay. All right. Next question is, how do you come up with the licks? There's pop out of thin air.
I kid you not. Sometimes they pop up out of thin air, or sometimes I'll hear, or literally, I'll think of a line I've done before,
Mhm.
and just switch it around.
Mm.
Or yeah, it's really like out of thin air. It's really just what you hear, and sometimes what I do, I'll sing what I play.
Okay.
So singing what I play just helps me like. It actually does help me be more creative with the licks that I try to create.
Hmm.
Right. So yeah, it's really out of thin air, to be honest.
Cool. Another question in the chat here. Someone said, is it better to practice every day or not practice every day and learn something new and have videos/songs to help you learn it each time?
Okay. When it comes to practicing every day, for me specifically, okay, I practice every day, but I have different forms of practicing. So when I say I have different forms of practicing, sometimes the form of me practicing is not even touching my bass.
Okay.
It's just listening. That's one way. A second way is watching. Right? So there's some days I'll feel like picking up my bass. Sometimes some days I won't, but I'll still end up taking up my bass for the whatever. It's like I'll tell myself, yeah, I'm not touching my bass. Nah, it's gonna happen. Whether it's in the morning, whether it's like late at night, midday. But yeah, that's those are the different ways those are the different ways I practice specifically.
Right. And for anybody that doesn't know what licks are all those little fancy things he just throws in there in the music that's probably not, what was written down or what was in the arrangement, but it's something that he kind of came up with or, decided to, hey, this sounds great here. Let me put it here. It's all the stuff that we make in faces too.
And another thing with licks, keep in mind, licks are not like, they're not necessary, right?
Okay.
But they're necessary. And the reason why I say that, they're not necessary if you're gonna play them anywhere and everywhere.
Mhm.
They're necessary if you're gonna place them in a right moment. Because if you place a lick in a right moment, best believe you're gonna get faces.
Right.
If you're just playing licks left and right, it's like okay, like let the bass, let the music breathe, type thing.
Mhm.
It's licks are like the cherry on top of the cake.
Okay. So question for you. This keeps coming up in the chat and it's also related to what we're talking about now. Do you use modes?
Okay. So, you know what? I do, but it's one of those ones I don't realize I do.
Okay.
Because I'm not really in theory like that.
Mhm.
Like guys are in theory. Whenever like I'll play something that's theory related, they'll be like, "Yo, you just played that." I'm
Right.
like, I did.
Right.
I'm
Right.
I'm literally just playing what I heard. So,
Okay.
but I am familiar with what modes are. It's
Mhm.
if I play, this is basically this is the modes. So I don't know the names.
I got you.
Oh, you know the names. All right. So first one is.
Ionian.
Second one is.
So Ionian, let's start there. Ionian, that's the first, that's the major scale. That's pretty much what we're all regular to. That is one mode. But in the scale, there are 7 notes. And each time you start on a different note and play the scale, it's a different mode. So if I start on the 1, which Kemy just played, is the major scale, right? You want to play that scale again? So that's our first mode. That's Ionian, right? It's a major scale. We're all used to it. We all have heard it before. But then there are other ways to play. So let's say, for example, Kemy starts on the second note instead. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Let's say he started on re, right? Do, re, right? And went from re to re instead of do to do, right? What would that sound like? So this is Dorian. This is a second mode.
What's the second one?
So that's a minor scale, right? This is where you can get a little fancy and maybe throw that in maybe a chord that maybe uses some of the same notes in the scale that we're using. But typically it's a minor scale essentially, right? Dorian is a minor scale, right? The next one is going to be on the 3. This is Phrygian. This is also another minor scale. All right, minor scale. But if you notice, they're all within the same context of the scale. Still the same 7 notes. We're just starting somewhere different and it gives it a different feel, different flavor, and there's different ways to apply it, right? And it goes on and on and on and on. There's 7 of them. We won't get into it. But if you have your instrument or you use your voice, you can, practice and mess around with it and see what you can come up with. The cool thing about it is, let's say, for example, you have, your Ionian scale, right? C major scale, right? C to C. But then maybe there's a song that has the C chord in there, but it's not using C, right? You can use one of those modes and it generally will work, right? So there's many different ways to use modes, but essentially it's just to expand your vocabulary and give you, new flavorful ways to play. And yeah, that's a whole other lesson that we'd have to get into. So someone asked, do you write and sell music?
As of right now, I don't. People have been telling me I should start doing that, which I will.
Mhm.
As of right now, I don't.
Okay, cool. Let's move on here. How do you go about developing that musical ear that you have? That's a really good question.
That's a really good one. Just the musical ear is it really just ties down back to what I've been saying before, just paying attention to the other musicians. Right? It's always good to play your role, but let's say me and Brian were on the same gig, we're playing something and he's playing a specific line on his right hand. Me locking with that line that he does just makes the music a lot more musical,
Mhm,
right? And so it's literally just that. It's just
mhm.
I just listen to the little stuff that can enhance the music.
Right,
So just a
right.
little. So keep in mind, I don't have to do them, but I just choose to do them because I know it would just musically enhance it.
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
Yeah.
So for those looking to develop their musical ear, I guess you just have to listen to a lot, and eventually you'll start noticing that like it becomes like second nature. So he's mentioned like if he played a line. Now I know I don't even have to play a line for him to know it. I can sing it right now and he'll catch it. What key are we in? Ba 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 da da. Let's say I played that on keys.
Play what? Do that again.
Ba da da. Right? That's essentially what he's talking about. Lines are just like, different melodic lines that you'll play, and then,
Perfect example. Let's say, uh, the Christ Did It All song. I'll just scroll to it right away. There's a line the singer does. So this is the line. I think it's here. So just me doing that alone is it's already enhancing the music because I'm the only one following the singer. I didn't have to follow the singer, but I'm like, you know what, that's a nice line. Let me do it with him.
Right, right, right. Are there any exercises you think you can use to enhance your ear that just come up from like years of playing in church and playing live?
Years of playing in church and live and also listening to music that has musicality in there. And there's a lot of it. Especially when it comes to gospel music, there's a lot of producers that emphasizes on like everyone playing the same line and even for drummers, the way drummers will like compliment that line is either like playing swells or just literally just following people like James Fortune, Jonathan Nelson, stuff like those. Like there's a lot of like musicality in their music.
Right, right, right. So, um, I guess that answers it. Someone asked about lessons, or do you offer lessons?
I do as of right now, not really, just because I'm just a lot like busy with school and
Right.
things picking back up. So it's just a lot to handle. But like once I'm done school soon, so once that's done, like I'll be able to do that.
Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, so let's move on here. Someone has a question about where did we go here? Your daily routine. I think we covered that already. Um, they're asking about live recording. So they're saying, what are ways to use the guitar to make financial strides in the industry? Live recording. So I guess I'll just leave that up for your interpretation.
Um,
But I mean, if you want to talk about live recording, that'd be actually amazing because you did a lot of live recording sessions before.
yeah. Okay. So just
So how
touching
does someone become like, equipped to be called for live recordings? And, how do you prepare for live recordings? How do you make sure you get called again? That sort of thing.
on. Okay. So for live recording, especially, okay, let's talk about the last one we did. The last one, the last live recording me and Brian did was actually back in October for Matthew McIntosh, and um, all of this is just come knowing your stuff.
Mhm.
Literally, come knowing your stuff to the point that like you can play it in your sleep, that you can go a day without listening to it, and you still have it down pat, right?
Mhm.
And just like always be prepared. The more you practice it, the more you'll be comfortable to know, okay, you know what, I'm this comfortable with the fundamentals of the song. this is
Mhm.
where i can this is where I can open up. This is where I can do my licks and stuff like that, but still know the song, right?
Mhm.
um and just and also one thing is just make sure your timing is good, because obviously it's a live recording and it's still being recorded even though it's live. And obviously, like, when we play live, we get excited, and there's things that happen where like there may be a bit of slip ups during the
Yeah.
playing, but it's like it's just always just making sure that you're always you know always on time. And
Mhm.
then again, also depending on who you're playing with, there's some producers that'll tell you, you know what, do your thing. But
Right.
then the producers, they'll tell you this is exactly how I want it to be played,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like, and also it depends also like what the arrangements are. If you take a James Fortune record and a Jonathan Nelson record, it's two different things, right? But
Mhm.
it still comes down to you being ready with the material and just
Mhm.
being ready to
So just
play.
that preparation, having a good routine.
Hmm.
That's yeah. Okay. Cool. Um, okay, so someone else asked, there's a lot of questions here about feel on bass. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that a little bit more later, but someone asked, what are some of your exercises you use to warm up before a gig?
Oh, there's one. This is one of my favorite ones. So it's 9/8 timing. Honestly, I seen one of my favorite bass players, dude. He created the exercise. He didn't explain it. He just played it, and I just copied it, and I just got roll with it. So
What bass player
yeah,
was that? Bass player.
Donald Alford Jr.
Okay.
So sorry, I can't really explain to you what the exercise is. I could just play. I'll play it slow, then I'll play it fast, and I'll also play with the metronome, so you just understand how it goes. So this is how it goes. So I'll do it again, slower. So now in context, this is what it'll sound like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's basically the exercise.
Wow.
And so I remember when I first heard it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like he was doing at top speed too. So he did it one slow and then one fast. So I was able to get it. But then when it's faster, this is what it sounds like. That's what it
Wow.
sounds like.
So is that like a warm-up exercise, or would you even use that in like practice, for example?
I use that in practice. It's a warm up exercise just to, get my fingers going. Because I best believe me, if you do this for a while, yeah, your fingers will start to burn. And it really just helps with dexterity too. Just to make
Okay.
your fingers move faster. So,
Okay. So we got an exercise here for bass. You want to do it one more time slow, just for people that were someone said they want to hear that again.
okay, cool. I'll do it
Yeah, just
slow.
one more time slow, just so people can sort of grasp it.
Actually, oh yeah, forget that. So, yeah, slow. So, I'll do it extremely slow. So, I'll do that one more time. So, I'll also give the numbers while doing it. So, the numbers are 6, 7, 1, 5, 3, 7, 6, 5, 2, open 2, 3, 4, 1, 6, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6. Yeah.
Wow, that's a crazy exercise. I've never heard that before. Someone said they want that for keys. What key are you in right now?
F sharp.
He's in F sharp, but and you're also tuned down.
I'm tuned down. So for standard tuners, you would do it on G.
And G. Okay. Okay, cool. That's amazing. Do you have any other exercises or practice or cool things like that that you work on that you might want to share?
Um, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this one. That's another one I do.
What exercise is that? What are you playing there?
Haha. So I'll give out the numbers. So the numbers are 1, 3, 2, 4, 3. Yes, major thirds. That's what. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you. Haha. So I'm playing major thirds. So that's what it is. So
Okay.
I'll give out the numbers. So 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 6, 5, 7, 6, 1, 7, 2, 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So perfect. So someone put the numbers in the chat there. Thank you so much. There's a unique question here that I want to ask. So it says, do you have an emergency kit for when you have to play out somewhere? If so, what do you have in it?
emergency kit.
Yeah.
Like
Like maybe
kit.
you just have to play somewhere and this is just what you have with you and
Oh, okay. So this is what I have. Funny thing is, I actually bought it off Jeremy too. Thanks, Jeremy. Um, so this is my this like I always have this in my car. So it's called GK Plex, and basically what it is, it's literally like a amp head, but in this size, right?
okay.
And all you have to do is just plug up an XLR, and you're straight.
Wow.
That's it.
What is the
So,
price range for something like that?
so price range will go from like 350 to 400.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And trust me, yeah, this thing is. I use this with like all the records I've recorded. I use this.
Mhm.
This is like what gives it boosts the tone of my bass.
Okay. So boosted tone makes it sound fatter, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I need some help from everybody in the chat here. So there's two things that I want to do. Towards the end, I want to have Kemy play us out. We can either have Christ Did It All play it at the end, or he can play another track that he's never played before, never heard before, and he can just run that and he can play that for us and give us more insight to how he's feeling and what his mindset was. So while this is going on, I'll ask some more questions. Duet with Brian. So while this is going, everybody just get in the chat. You want him to play a new track? Or do you want to hear Christ Did It All again at the end? Because we're getting close to the closing time. And I want to make sure, we get some more ear candy here. But I want to make sure it's what you guys want to hear. So Kemy, someone's asking, how many hours a day do you practice? Someone said new track and Christ Did It All.
How many hours? It really it depends what I have going on during the day. Let's say if I'm chilling for the day,
Mhm.
I'll be on my bass for like an hour, 2, sometimes 3. Yeah, like like if I have nothing to do, I'll literally sit in front of my setup and just hold my bass and just play. And sometimes
Okay.
I'll lose track of time. But let's say if I'm on crunch time and like my days, is busy, I'll probably touch it for like 30 minutes
30 minutes.
just get my feet wet.
How did that compare to when you first started playing bass? Was there a difference?
Oh man, yeah.
Because probably you were at a different skill level now, right? So
When I was first playing, like I was on my bass like all day,
do
just playing.
you feel like it became second nature at some point?
It did. It most definitely did. And obviously, as a kid, you have a lot more free time, right?
Right. When did you start playing? How old were you?
I was 4.
Okay.
I've been playing for 19 years now.
19 years. Someone asked, when was your first gig? How old were you?
Oh man, I was like, my first gig, I was probably like 10.
10 years old?
Yeah.
Thunder's World had a question here. They said, is having your instrument in your hands a good way to finesse yourself into practicing more? Like 24/7?
It is, because I could be sitting like this, but then out of nowhere, I'll just see myself doing this for no reason. So yeah, it's a good way to finesse it. If you have to just sit with it, just do it.
So everyone paying attention, the key to success and practicing is just keep the instrument close by and eventually magic will happen. So Kemy, there was something that you did last time and I remember you played this and then the internet cut out. So there was something you were doing last time. I think you were giving us an example of, was it throwing something in 7 or throwing 7 into something else? Do you remember?
Throwing something into 7.
Okay, so pretty much what Kemy's about to do, he's gonna play us a little bit of 7, and he's gonna throw some of the newer elements that he acquired over the years through playing bass and through playing different instruments, not playing different instruments, different genres. So if you can go ahead and demonstrate that for us real quick.
All right, cool. Just stuff like that. Like,
All right, so I remember I used to when I first started playing with Cristal and I heard Sebin and all these different genres. I can't even remember what they were called. I could not for the life of me find the one. So if you don't mind just putting on a metronome so we can hear where the one is, because I
alright,
remember once you start throwing all those cool things in there, I know someone's gonna get lost.
all right.
Do you have the metronome setting that actually gives the numbers where it says 1, 2, 3, or if you have something that can accent the one?
I can, yeah. Is that cool? Stuff like that.
Yep, just stuff like that. Kemi just casually killing the bass and saying stuff like that. I think we want to hear more Sebin though, Kemi. I'm not gonna lie to you. It
Oh,
feels good, man. I don't know. It just sounds amazing. Maybe just like 16 more bars and then we'll move on.
No, hold on. I think I have I think I have like a 7 baseless track.
Wow.
Nope. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, Sebin is amazing. The first time I heard it, I was like, what is this? And as a keyboard player, I still don't know what to play for Sebin. I just play like a bunch of like marimbas or brass or something. I'm so lost when it comes to Sebin.
What are the keys supposed to be doing?
I have no idea. I think I don't think there's a lot of keys in Sebin. It's mostly guitar, your vocals, drums, bass, and then your random brass lines.
And you have marimbas in there. It's very percussive.
Yeah, yeah. Or yeah, if you're playing Oz, but if there's a second keyboard player there, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Someone
so
asked, is Sebin and Makosa the same thing?
same thing. It just
It's the
has
same thing?
same thing, yeah.
Okay.
So I have a 7 track I can play too, but there's bass on it, but I'll just play over it.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll just play over it.
And also in the chat, again, let us know you want to hear a brand new track. You want us to wrap up with Christ Did It All. Let us know. I see a lot of people saying they just want all these random tracks. I don't even know. Someone said brand new.
All right, got the track.
I don't know what to say at this point. I was enjoying that so much. I literally turned my camera off and started dancing.
I've been housing forever. I finally got it, man.
I mean, that's amazing. So like with seven, like what are you supposed to focus on? Like for those that want to learn how to play seven, like what are you supposed to be doing as a bass player?
Oh man, it's so okay. So when it comes to seven, the bass like it's comes down to the same thing: bass and drum lock, bass and drum lock, right? Um, so it's a lot of so basically what the drummer is playing on the snare, I would also be playing on my bass. So
Okay.
so let's say I'm playing this. So that the ba, ba, da, that's basically what the drummer is doing on the snare. Da, ka,
Okay.
ka, 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 ka. Same thing.
Okay.
And in seven, as a bass player, you always have to keep the thump going. So and that's basically matching with the kick.
Okay.
I'm playing what the kick is playing, I'm playing what the snare is playing.
Okay. Can you do that one more time?
So then obviously like I have as a bass player you add your little things and the drummer adds his little things, but then you come back and it's just you just lock with him.
How are you getting that tone out of your bass with the right hand?
So with the right hand, so basically what with the right hand, this is how you play seven. Just the kick keeps on going like this, and it's literally just these two fingers right here, index and thumb. And especially for seven too, and this is what I was talking about when I play around with my tone for seven. I turn down the treble, and I kind of boosted up the bass, so just you can feel that you can just feel that. Once
So
it's
similar to when you were playing reggae.
exactly.
Okay. Okay. That's amazing, man. Honestly, I would just make you play that all night, to be honest. Um, yeah, like it sounds amazing, and it's like it's unlike anything we've ever heard, right? So, okay, let's get back to some of these questions here. Someone asked about synth bass. Do you use synth bass? Is that something you do?
I do. I literally I've been able to play it, but now I've tried to focus on it. You know, just be more comfortable around every keys, right? Because as a bass player,
Mm.
like we're always so focused on playing the bass, but it's like you never know. Someday you might get a call, and the person wants you to play key bass. You got to be prepared,
Right, right.
right?
So
And
for people that don't know what synth bass is just playing bass but on the keyboard, right? What do you use for your synth bass?
I use a rolling Gaia.
Okay, okay.
Rolling Gaia, yeah.
All right, cool. Someone asked, what do you listen to?
Oh man, I listen to everything.
So everything. Fair enough. Fair enough. And again, everyone in the chat, just drop a 1 or a 2. Let's do number 1 if you want to hear Kemy play another track that he hasn't played before. Or number 2, we're gonna wrap up with Christ Did It All. And he's just gonna go for blood. Keep in mind, number 1 track, he hasn't heard that track. So we don't know what's gonna happen. Number 2, at least we know he's gonna go for blood. Someone asked, what was the best collaboration you've done, and did you have any fears while playing?
When you so to specify collaborations like
Yeah, I
play.
guess anybody you've played with or produced with, or maybe a track you played on, or an artist you've played for,
Um, the question was
or any collaboration really. Maybe I don't know, any collaboration, anyone you've played with or produced with.
The question was what if I had any fears or
What was the best collaboration you have? I guess maybe your favorite, or and did you have any fears while playing?
the best collaboration. Um, honestly, I'll say it's probably playing for Savannah Ray.
Okay, what was that experience like?
Bro, it was actually. It's now that I think about it, it was hilarious because it was probably one of the quickest sessions I've ever done in my life.
Right.
This is exactly what happened. I was in Africa. my boy called me. No. Sorry, I was coming back from Africa. I was actually in the States to catch my plane.
Mm.
My boy called me. He's like, "Yo, can you come to the session tomorrow for this artist?" I'm like, "Okay, cool." Keep in mind, I didn't know who the artist was. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but he works in the industry, so I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I land, get my car, go straight to the session. Went in there, 20 minutes, I was done. Literally 20 minutes. The song was easy, so I literally just picked it up as I was doing a run through, and we just recorded. I did two takes, two simple takes, then two fancy takes, 20 minutes, and got paid. I was out. And
So
now,
see everyone that said that he knows the song already. This is what he does. This is his job. This is his living. Someone asked for tips with synth bass. Going back to that question.
synth bass. You know what? It's funny because I'm looking for tips as well. Like I'm every day. Like I think lately I've been playing my synth bass a lot more than my bass.
Okay.
Just because I'm not at a place where I can say I'm comfortable on all keys.
Yeah. How do you start getting into that?
So what I've done is there's an arrangement one of my boys did. I put it into Logic and I'll transpose it. So it forces me to play on every single key. So I'm not transposing on the board, but I'm transposing on Logic. So let's say the arrangement is originally on A flat. I'll
Right.
play A flat a couple times. Okay, next song. No, next key, A. I'll transpose it on A. I'll play on A. Next, I'll just keep on going up until like I've played on all keys and just see, okay, you know what? I realize I'm comfortable on this key. I'm not comfortable on this key, so let me focus on this key. So I'll just focus on what I'm comfortable with. And the ones I'm comfortable with, I'll just come back on them later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any more questions in the chat? Because I think it's time to get Kemy to play another track. But before we go away, there's a form that we want you all to fill out if you can. I mean, please do. I can just learn how to work this. Sorry, I'm on a PC and I don't even know how to use Mac.
There's a question I see. What is it? Philip asked. He said, how's Houston? So that actually, I like that question because, bro, States musicians are different. They're different. Like, so I was in Houston last year in February for a live recording. And I kid you not, we had 12-hour long rehearsals every day up until the show day. Yeah. 12 hours. I'm like, bro, this is different. Like they literally eat, breathe music. They wake up, music. Come back home, even if after rehearsal, still working on music.
Wow.
Yeah. So now it makes perfect sense why there's so many monsters in the States.
Yeah.
Perfect sense.
Wow. Someone asked, were you nervous?
I was nervous. And the reason why I was nervous is because we got the music late. That's the only reason why. We got all the music was solidified when I got there.
Right.
So I didn't get the chance to come there and be prepared like I wanted to. I was preparing during that week towards the show day. So I'm like, like looking back at it, I'm like, you know what? I didn't do as great as I wanted to. I still played, still delivered, but I know I could have done way better. If the music was sent out way before and we came there and it was just rehearsed exactly what was already given, I wouldn't have been nervous at all.
Okay, fair enough. So everyone, I just dropped the link in the chat. If you can please do us a huge favor, just go to that link, fill it out. It helps us just with feedback and just knowing, what everyone wants to learn. Even these questions came from people that filled out that link. And it just gives us, the information that we need so we can go forward and have better sessions for you and know what you want. Some people mentioned that they want, vocal sessions. So now we know that based on the link. Someone said, whoever paid for my food, props to you. Yeah. So for the first 20 people, I hope that everyone that registered got their food and they're plugged in, they're full. It's about that time. If anybody has any couple questions and they want to just come on live, not even in the chat, just unmute your mic, come on the camera, whatever, ask Kemy something, and then I'll do that for maybe a couple minutes, and then we're gonna have him play us out.
Kemy, question for you.
What up?
In terms of playing other genres, do you have a specific bass for other genres, or do you use that bass for everything? Because I swear you own more than one, bro.
I do. I do on more bases. But as of right now, I will say I only use this one because the other ones need some TLC. Yeah, gotta fix up the electronics and all that. But for sure, once those bases get up and running, I will be using them more often. Like for sure, my PRS bass that I have, that for sure, that's like a I'll use that for mainly like small club gigs, like jazz gigs, because it's not because this bass is a lot more powerful than that bass. So and for small venues, I don't need something that's like right. I don't need that. I don't need something too heavy. So it's like yeah, the PRS would be a perfect fit. I have
Someone asked what's PRS.
PRS is Paul. It's a Paul Reed Smith bass. So originally it's a brand for guitars, but they also have basses for them. But it's not really uh no it's not really a known bass like that, and only because it's actually very expensive too. The way it's crafted, the way it looks, and the way it sounds too. So it makes perfect sense. But yeah, it's a guitar company, so that focuses on guitar, but they also sell basses. But yeah. So and I also have a 4 string that I mostly use for like um either African stuff, like especially seven, or sometimes even for like some jazz music, especially because it's a P bass too. So like it has the perfect tone for that genre. So yeah.
Right.
Thanks,
Mhm.
bro.
Anybody else got any questions? And again, the link is in the chat. Please go there and just give us some feedback. It will take only like 5 minutes of your time, to be honest. But yeah, any other questions before we get Kemy to play us something brand new and then we get out of here?
Yeah, I got a quick question. Yo,
Yeah,
bro,
go ahead.
why are you laughing? Yo, real talk though. Which bass do you find better, the 5 string, or the 4 string, or just does it depend on the type of gig it is or like song?
It depends on the type of gig and music, right? Like
Yeah.
especially for gospel music, I personally think 5 is always the best.
Is there a point of going 6 string or?
You know what? Ah, you know what? There's nothing wrong with going with 6 string, but I've come to realize 6 string is really mostly used for jazz music, soloing,
Oh,
especially
okay.
because like a lot of bass players they like to go in the high register for the soloing. But for gospel music specifically, I'd say 5 string because everyone you need those low, you need those
Exactly. That's what I thought. Yeah.
right.
Makes
And 4 string,
Question.
the 4 strings the 4 string you could use that for like you could still use it for jazz music or like funk music, stuff like that, which where it's not really too required. It's not the low notes are not too required for that. So yeah.
Awesome. Great question, Michael. Thank you. Anybody else have any question? I'll go in once, go in twice.
I have one more question. I don't know if this was already answered or not earlier because I didn't get here till like halfway. But did you speak about like intent or sorry, like things that aren't like directly music related that will help you like get gigs or keep gigs, like in terms
Oh,
of like
that's a very good question.
yeah, that would be my question.
So ways to keep gig for like what I've always been taught is one, be respectful to others, right? Be respectful to others. Have a good character. Don't give a reason to don't give a reason for people to speak bad about your name. That's one thing you always want to avoid. Um, three, be genuine, right? Always be genuine and be reliable. It's like if someone knows they're gonna call me, they know they're I'm gonna come prepared. I'm gonna come with my gear. I'm gonna come on time. I'm not gonna come there and be disrespectful to people. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. And just I'll just be a good person to be around with. that's one thing I've come to realize like people really care about. Like, yeah, you can if you can play, that's cool. But if you're not like, if you're rude, like, yeah, you're out of there. They'd rather take someone that's cool, that can hang with people, and that's, intermediate level, mediocre, compared to someone that's amazing but nasty character. So yeah, those are the way to like, keep and maintain the gigs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for your questions. Appreciate that. I think at this time we're going to close the questions. Again, one more time, I put the link in the group chat for the forum. Just fill that out. Give us feedback. Let us know what else you want to hear, what other sessions you want coming up. And yeah, I think it's time now to Kemy to play us out, and then I think we'll call it a day. Thank you everyone for coming out. We really appreciate it. Yeah, Kemy, take it away.
I'm playing a song I don't know.
Yeah, or another song. What else? Do you have another song you could play? Or maybe you want to play the other song that you don't know?
I'll just song I don't know.
Sounds good. So Kemy is gonna do the same exercise again. Give him a song. He's never played it before. He doesn't know. He doesn't even know what's going on. But we sent it to him, so he's about to play it now. So yeah.
Wish me luck.
Again, thank you everyone for coming out. We appreciate it. Hope to see you all again another time. Hopefully in real life.
Yeah, yo, done with the quarantine thing.
Yeah, the virtual thing is over, man.
Yeah.
Brian, did you make this?
Yo, I love to see the wheels turning.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop right there still, cause
I'm dead.
yeah, I'm gonna play up until there, cause. Yeah, thanks, Brian. Thanks, man.
Believe in you, man.
All right, I'm gonna stop until there. So, like I said, wish me luck. I'm just gonna guess it. I'm just gonna go.
That's what it gets, man. That's what it gets.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Yeah, man. That's
Oh yeah, round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Honestly, Kemy, thank you so much. We appreciate that. It's been a pleasure, man. Honestly, like super talented, super gifted. Everyone in the chat's going off. Honestly, it was just amazing. Anybody else just want to show love to Kemy? You can jump on now. It's a great time. Oh, we got some pizza in here. Someone got pizza.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, we're about to call it a night. But yeah, anybody want to jump in? This is free for all at this point because I don't even know what to say anymore. That was amazing, Kemy. That was amazing. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I feel like we've learned a lot today. And the 7 was what did it for me too, to be honest.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you for having
I guess I'll leave it open for like 30 seconds. Anybody want to say anything? Jump in the chat, whatever. Make sure to please sign up the things. Give us all your feedback. We appreciate it. We want to have more sessions like this and even greater in the future. So yeah, just sign that form. But that's it for now, everybody, I guess. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate y'all. Hope y'all are fed. Hope y'all are full.
I'll put my
Someone's asking about Instagrams. Yeah, drop your Instagrams in there. I'll leave it open for another maybe a couple minutes. Drop your Instagrams. Make sure you follow hashtag follow the what do you call this? The organization, SoundCheck Youth.
Here's my Instagram there in the comments.
Cool. Yeah, this was great. Thank you, Kemy. Really appreciate it. Thank you for blessing us today. Thank you for playing. And those tracks too, that was crazy. Like, not everyone can do that. Obviously, it takes, years of preparation and skill and just being a beast. Well, I guess we're all done. No one else has anything to say. No one else any questions, anything else to say. I guess we're going to call it a day. So thank you, everyone. Again, thank you so much for coming out. Again, we'll have tons of more sessions in the future. So stay tuned, check your emails. You'll be on the email list now. So yeah, we got you now. So we'll keep you informed. Everybody keep in touch. Everyone keep safe. And hopefully see you all once the city opens up. Yeah, everyone, take care.
Thanks, guys.